Right, good evening everyone, welcome back to the channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're all doing well wherever you happen to be in the world right now. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, dropping a like on the video to get me out to a wider audience, and any comments or questions that you may have, please feel free to leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. It might not be today, but I'll always reply to people within a couple of days at least. I'm just at my desk watching boxing, and I've just made a video about VeChain, which is a project I'm quite heavily invested in. Came across to my faucet on Drip, saw the price was down again. Compounded like I do every day, never claimed anything out of the project as I've stated before. Nearly at 5,000 Drip. I should reach that on Monday, I believe, so not a massive amount of money. It's currently worth just over $2,000, so not a massive amount of money. And I just thought I'd give my thoughts on the project at the moment. I'm probably just going to repeat myself on what I've said in the last few days. It's going to be more of the same, but there's a couple of other things that I've noticed to be going on within the Drip so-called community that I don't really like, the way that certain people are behaving. So that's the cryptocurrency market. It's fairly flat. Market cap 1.18 trillion. Bitcoin sitting over $28,000, all looking well. Trading volume down obviously because institutional traders away from the desks. That's $33 billion. Bitcoin dominance 46.4%. Highest it's been for a while. No change in the top 10. It's still XRP really doing the best out of everything, although Cardano is doing quite well, and Solana has maintained its place in the top 10. I've not scripted this at all. I'm just going to ramble on, so either watch or don't watch. I'm just going to say what I've got to say. The Drip page, none of this is confirmed. It's all just speculation and assumption. It's on 25,000 watch list. The price is currently at 43 cents, which is down 2.8% against the dollar and down nearly 3% against Bitcoin. I'll go to the chart and reiterate what I spoke about the other day. Around this area here, Thursday the 16th of March, there was talk of the developer doing a speech or an AMA or a presentation of or whatnot, a voice chat in the Drip Telegram, where he was going to reveal his plans for Drip Drop Draw, which to my understanding was a project that was developed by people in the Drip community that's been handed over to him, and since it's gone into his hands, it's obviously become delayed. So he gave the talk. There was this pre-hype pump where we broke through resistance and pushed back up to this sort of region here. I believe he spoke on the Friday, the 24th of March. A little bit of excitement because he showed like a pretty little white paper, which does look fairly decent. Should it get rolled out, I believe that things could improve, but I have mentioned my concerns that should Drip price pump too hard, there are that many maxed out wallets now that people will be severely tempted to start taking profits. But you know, that's people's prerogatives. I don't blame them. But like I said, if the thing was ready, just launch it. Stop doing these rambling monologues where you go on about the team, people you've had to sack, all the work that's been going on in the background, and all these pretend meetings that you claim to be in. I'm going off on a tangent here, but anyway, so that's when he'd done the talk, and then you can see ever since then we've been making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, and prices in free fall again. We broke through the daily 50, we've gone through the daily 100 like they're not there. Momentum has switched to negative. The MACD line and signal line have both switched to negative, going below the zero. If we go on to the daily, we've got my infamous chart that I've been called out on a million times because I said I believed that Drip would be at 18 cents by the end of March. I was proven wrong. I was right in the first instance. By the end of February, it did reach, by halfway through February, it did reach this 26 cent level, but then there was some community driven projects and initiatives, which I will continue to say there are some good people in this community that are doing decent work, but I believe they're being let down by the developers and some of the more well-known and larger influencers within this community. I'm not going to name anyone because, as I've said before, it's not my place to name and shame or criticise what anyone else does. I'm quite big enough and ugly enough to take it. You can say what you want. I get plenty of abuse. When I look at my filtered comments, it's quite shocking some of the things people say to me. It doesn't really bother me. It's just water off a duck's back. I know they wouldn't say it to my face. There was a comment in my last video that did make me chuckle though. Someone said that I don't even have a maxed out faucet so I'm in no position to be commenting on the project. So I raised the issue with him. At what point does an investor have the right to raise concerns about something that he's invested in? I know that my investment isn't massive. It would have been larger had the project continued to be moving in the right direction, but I've decided not to dollar cost average in. I'm just compounding daily and seeing what happens. But what actually, I'd like him to reply to me, what actually quantifies someone to be able, or to have the right rather, to speak about this project? Because I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are in a similar position to me, where they've got faucets around a similar size or there or thereabouts, perhaps bigger than mine, that have similar concerns to me, whereby the developer talks about these projects and things that are supposedly coming along, but then nothing actually happens. It all seems to be a lot of talk. So if he could get back to me and let me know like how many drip I need in my faucet before I have the right to speak about it. Perhaps I need 10,000, 15,000, or do I need a maxed out wallet to even have a platform? Is that the sort of world we live in? What are the criteria for someone to be able to speak about this? Or do I have to be invested at all? I really don't know. It was quite eye-opening to discover there's people out there that think like that, whereby they're that what's the word I'm looking for? Myopic. They just see that you can only look at things in a certain way if you've got a certain amount of money invested in a project. He also alluded to drip cycles. Now, I'll go to the monthly chart, and I want him to talk me through what a drip cycle is. Okay, so you can see it started on the 1st of July 2021. So talk me through the drip cycles when you get a chance, my friend, because I'm seeing a massive pump and a massive sell-off. Is that the cycle? I'm not being facetious or trying to be smarmy or anything, but I really would genuinely like you to talk me through what a drip cycle is, because I could look at something like, let's go to a currency, the most liquid currency on the market, Euro USD. You'll be able to see there's quite clearly market cycles in Euro USD. There's ABC patterns all over the place. There's quite clearly tradable patterns there. But when you can, and you get the time, I'm sure you're a busy man, you can talk me through the drip cycle. But I'm going off on one there about something completely different. That's just some comment that someone made, some asinine comment, and I'd like him to quantify what he means. But like I said, I'm not being mean to anyone. I don't do that anymore. I never have in the past, but I'm much more measured in what I say. But something that's I've noticed of late, or it's something that's happened recently that I wasn't really enamoured with, or didn't please me, and I thought it was quite unkind. There's a quite well-known drip YouTuber. I'm not going to name him. I'm not a massive fan of his, but I've got no reason to discredit him or say anything unkind about him. But he felt the need to make a video coming on to defend himself about a project he's developed, a community project to help bolster the price of drip that he's doing along with another YouTuber. Actually, I will mention his name, Driptopian. Him and Scott the Investor, they're doing something called Foodtopian or whatever, and it's designed to help drip. And one of these larger drip YouTubers, they were basically complaining about him and how he had the audacity to use drip in his channel name and talk about another project. Now, I knew who the guy was. I hadn't watched his videos in a long time. I just can't listen to the man. But I went and watched the video, and again, I did struggle to listen to him. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't really want to get involved with him. But what comes out of his mouth is pure banality. It's I don't know. It's just screaming and shouting, and I don't know if it's his real voice. But if he conducts himself like that in public, Christ knows my children behave in a better manner. But I didn't like the fact that this Driptopian guy was actually asking people, and you could see he was genuinely upset. Do I need to change my channel name because this guy said that about me? What kind of community would want to make someone feel like that for the sole reason that he's trying to do something to support a project off of his own back because the developer is not actually doing what he's supposed to do? That doesn't really sound like a community that I'd want to be part of, although I am invested in the project. But for this guy to make a video specifically calling out other YouTubers who were trying to do things, and I've noticed some people, they've actually changed their channel name. I'm not going to mention them. You probably know who they are, because of what this guy said. And to me, that's tantamount to bullying. If someone wants to call if someone's channel is based predominantly around Drip and the project they're invested in, then who is anyone to tell them that they need to change their channel name? I mean, that's pretty much, I've mentioned it before. It's like when I was saying that there's certain people that won't hear a bad word said about Drip, and anyone that does get shut down. That is, it's like you're sort of taking away someone's freedom of speech and right to an opinion. And they tried that in 1930s Germany. It didn't really work out so well. So, like I said, I'm not a massive fan of the guy that was besmirched and wronged by this comment, but I did genuinely feel for him in that instance, and I want to say, like, I think that you were done dirty by that bloke, and you've taken it very well. You've said, "Oh, I don't bear him any ill will," but I'd be thinking, what a twat! Why have you done that? Why have you done that to me? You didn't deserve. This is me saying to you, you don't deserve that. You've not done anything wrong. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. All you've done is try to support this project. I'm out here calling out issues that I see with the project, and all you've ever done is make positive videos. So for you to be treated in that manner, for me, was appalling. And I really think people out there that have made a lot of money out of this project, this person being one of them, really want to think hard about how they address other people in this community if they want this project to remain credible. I've used the analogy before, like with regards to me questioning this project. Say, for example, this was an Amazon stock, and the stock was falling. People would be asking questions. They would be saying what's going on. There'd be emergency meetings, and there'd be statements made, and things would be rolled out as soon as possible. So that's me here calling out things. And say there was someone that had a YouTube channel devoted to Amazon, yet he was doing eBay on the side. I can't imagine Jeff Bezos saying, "Oh, you can't talk about other stuff on your channel. You've got a specific. You can't call yourself an Amazon channel anymore." It's nonsense. I'm not really wording this right. I can feel it. This isn't the best video in the world, but I like to hope you get what I'm talking about. It's just some of the members of this so-called community, the way they behave towards people that are trying to do good things. I mean, I get all the crap coming my way. I don't mind. I'm just trying to raise concerns that I believe are legitimate in the best way I can articulate myself. But when there are people who are actually doing things out there, sort of creating NFT projects to support this ecosystem, and you get people criticizing them for it, then I think that's pretty despicable, and it's not a good look for the project or the community as a whole. So I just want to say that I genuinely felt for Driptopian in that instance, and I've said I'm not his biggest fan. He blocked me from his channel because I once asked him about the chart. Would you ever look at the chart? And he went off on one and said, called me a prick. I think he was drunk, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I bear him no ill will. If I did, I wouldn't be here making this video supporting him. But I think I've gone on for long enough now. I want to watch the boxing, so I will wrap it up there. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the comments on the last video. It was nice to hear there are some people that do get where I'm coming from. So I wish you all a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, drop a like on the video, get me out to a wider audience. Any comments, questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for now, and thanks for now. I can't even talk. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you in the next one. Bye.